I want to end that. Hello, 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 everyone. How's everyone doing? X Main Gang. Good morning. How are you doing? Well, today I come with a message. Well, actually, not a message, but I come to talk about being in interracial relationship. Does race matter in a relationship? Good morning, universe. How you doing this morning? Can y'all hear me well? Good to hear that, X Main. So today's topic is, does race matter in relationship? You see, most people in today's society have come to realize that it is crazy to put more emphasis on the color of a person's skin than what is in their heart. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Esme. Thank you, Uverse. In general, there are so many beautiful colors of skin. I feel that skin color shouldn't matter when choosing whether or not to date someone of a different race. Now, that's just me. You may feel different. I feel that it is more important to date someone that has the same beliefs and values than their skin colors. Always remember that when dating outside of your race, there are going to be challenges. But that's not necessarily saying you shouldn't date outside your race. It's just saying you should be aware of those things. You see, when two people are in a relationship, period, there are going to be issues. I'm just saying, being out of your race, there are going to be a different kind of background because of the different cultures. I think that way back then, when people frowned upon interracial relationship, compared to today's society, they are more receptive. They are receiving it better. My thing is, just make sure that the relationship has enough substance so that whatever comes up, the relationship has a strong backbone to stand against this world. And in a relationship, the relationship has to be built on a strong foundation. Has to be built on a strong foundation. Excuse me. My sinus is really acting up this morning. Yes, it is. So, how do you all feel about being in an interracial relationship, or have you ever had an interracial relationship? I never had an interracial relationship before, so I'm only, basing it off of, not thinking about the color of a person's skin, because that really shouldn't matter. But being in a relationship, it's just like building a house. First, you gather all your materials, your tools, your nails, and so on. Then you level the ground. Then you pour your concrete. Now that start to put up the sides and so on until the house is built. Okay, I agree with you, you verse. I agree with you. Good morning, Panama City. How you doing? Good to see you this morning. We was talking about dating interracial relationships. What do you think about that? Or have you ever dated outside of your race? But this is just how a relationship has to play out. You gather all of the information about the other person. You find out what they like, what they don't like. You meet the other families. You lay everything down on the line. Now you know how to build on your relationship. The foundation has been set. That's very careful. Be very careful. You have to make sure that you lay everything down on the line, or there's going to be problems. Being in an interracial relationship, it can be exciting as well. You're learning all about their traditions, how they celebrate, their music, and most definitely the food. X-Man say, I feel that it's all about what's inside of the individual and how they treat you and having faith in one of another and being bonded through thick and thin. I agree. I definitely agree. I definitely agree on that because it's not about, you know, the skin color. That has nothing to do with it because we were all created from our heavenly Father. So it doesn't matter about that. But being in an interracial relationship can also have its differences in what you believe in. Their beliefs will shape how they live their lives and what's important to them. Good morning, Shay Love. How you doing? And what's important to them, it will define who they really are. It is very important to have open and honest relationships, conversations. Before you get too involved in any relationship, make sure you agree with each other. Shayla, we was talking about being in an interracial relationship. I don't know if you ever been in an racial relationship, but I would love to know your feedback about that situation. Is it okay to date outside your race? I would love to know that. Like I was saying, we have to make sure that we agree with each other, being in that type of relationship. Excuse me. You have to make sure that you're being on one accord. That is so vital when in any relationship. This will never work. As you can see, a relationship does not center around color, but about your values and your beliefs. So I want to get some of y'all feedbacks on what you all think about being in an interracial relationship. I'm gonna get it right after a while. What y'all think about that? Because that is something that a lot of people shorn. They look at it different than you know. They see an interracial relationship and they frown upon it. Still today, they frown upon it. I don't think it's as bad as it used to be, but they still frown upon it. But I just would like to know. Okay, let me read some of these comments. X-Man say, and definitely trust is a big thing in any relationship. Oh, most definitely. Trust is a big factor. It is one of the main factors because if you can't trust, then what's the use in being in the relationship? So, and then you said because it comes as a big factor in humanity in general. Yeah, it does. It does. But me myself, I think that I don't think it's a problem with having interracial relationship. I don't think that that is a problem for me. Um, because you're gonna love, you're gonna be with, and it's the thing is to make sure there's some ground rules set. There's some things being set. There's gonna be issues. There's gonna be things that's gonna come up. You're going to talk about the different backgrounds because of the different cultures. You know, that's what people have to realize, that when you're in this kind of relationship, things are going to come up, you know, because you're not coming from the same area. There's different, even down to talking about your as a Christian or not a Christian. The Bible said to not be unequally yoked together with unbelievers. So if you're with a person that has a different race, but is living but it has a different faith than yours, then there's going to automatically be issues and there's going to be red flags. You can't pull this person over to your side of belief because they've been in that belief all their lives. That's their culture. But you can get to the bottom of it at the beginning of the relationship, so that way you can know that, look, I don't think that this is going to work because we both have different beliefs. We have different beliefs, and it's just not going to work. It's just not going to work, because I'm telling you, there are going, even in a regular relationship with the same color, you're going to have to understand that your beliefs come first. That those beliefs have to, according to, I may be walking with God, and you may be walking with Allah, you may be walking with Buddha. I don't know, but I'm just saying that it's not going to come together so easily when you're not yoked up together. You understand what I'm saying? You have to make sure that, you know I'm in this relationship, and this relationship is not going anywhere because you believe what I believe. So we understand that, you know, I don't think anything is wrong with it. I don't think it's nothing wrong with dating uh, another race. But just make sure you lay down the ground rule. Just make sure you have a backbone to stand on when dealing their beliefs are shaped on how they live their lives. It would definitely define them or who they really are. It's so vital to make sure that you understand that. You got to make sure that you are standing on your beliefs and you're believing what you believe. And that's what you have to do. Good morning, YouTube turns. Good morning. How you doing? We were just talking about how being in an interracial relationship and how it affects uh, a person. Whether they can make it or not. And I'm saying that I believe, this is my belief, that dating outside your race can benefit, but you got to make sure you know everything about this person's background, their culture, how they live, what they eat, where they go, when they decide that they want to, you know because you cannot be in a race relationship outside of your race, and it's just not going to, it's not because leaving and in that, and we're just not going to work together. Good morning, Miss T. How you doing? Good to see you. And it's just not going to work. So we have to be very careful with that. Like I said, I wanted to come on this morning. I'm not going to be long. My sinuses is really bothering me this morning, but I thank you for the ones that did come in. I appreciate you all so very much. But I was kind of wanting to get some of y'all feedback on how you feel about interracial relationship. or if you ever, dated someone outside of your race, um, would the skin color matter, or would the beliefs of that person's faith matters? It matters. So, but like I said, I'm not going to be on here long. I just come on to talk about that because that was something on my heart. And, I have a friend that dates outside of her, she has a relationship where she's dating outside of her race. And she came to me with that issue. And like I was telling her that it's okay to date outside your race, but you just got to make sure that you know everything there is to know about the other culture. Because when you start mixing cultures together, then that's where the problem come in. It has nothing to do with skin color, but it's your dating outside of that race as far as how they live, how they view things, the food that they eat, you know, how they, things that they do in their lives that may affect you because your culture is not used to those things. But I don't have a problem with it. Me, myself, and I've never dated outside of my race, but I don't have a problem with it. If it was to present itself and I started dating outside of my race, it would be okay. It would be okay. I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem. Miss T, are you still on here? I was trying to see if you had any feedback on that or what you think about that situation if you're still on here. But yeah, it's just it's like, yeah. Race matter to me. I agree. Being properly, yo. Yes, you too. You have to be. You have because if you don't, it's going. I'm telling you, there's going to be issues on down the line. If you don't face it head on, there's going to be issues later on down the road. There's going to be some problems that's going to come up. Excuse me. That's going to come up. That's um not going to be able to change it. It's just it is what it is. It is what it is. But I'm not going to stay on here long, guys. I just wanted to come on real quick and talk about that issue because we know in today's society that how people feel and they feel what they feel and you know it's crazy. It's crazy, but we shouldn't put so much emphasis on the color of a person's skin. It's what's in their hearts and their culture. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Because we know in any relationship, you're going to face some challenges anyway. But that's not necessarily saying that it's not okay for you to date outside of your race. You're going to face that in regardless. Being in a same color relationship, you're going to have issues. It's just how you handle those issues. But anyway, guys, thank you all for coming in. I appreciate you all. I'm not going to be here long. I got to get up and find me something to take for this sinus because, it's that time of the year where, everything just going on. So, but I appreciate you all for coming in. Y'all have a blessed, beautiful, and safe day and get done what needs to be done today. And I pray that God will watch over you and that He will keep you. And until next time, I will see you all back. Y'all have a great day now. Bye.